Radio.
Look, mama, I'm a king. They grabbed me up and threw me in the ring. No training, they just told me bob and weave. Look, mama, I'm a king. They threw me in the belly of the beast and said I'd never make it out of the streets. But look, mama, I'm a king. Through all the trials and tribulations, came out clean, smiling like they never see me bleed. Look, mama, I'm a king. Look, mama, I'm a king. Yeah. Higher, higher, higher. Trust me, I am not afraid. So I ain't holding back for no one, no one. Higher, higher, higher. Ain't no need to look away, 'cause I ain't going back for no one, no one. True to my testament, reflection of my past and more. But for a future I couldn't see, my start was past the floor. Stuck in the dark and counted out, yeah, it was sad for sure. Voice said, go and get it, young nigga, what you asking for? I heard a dream was for the niggas that sleep, so stay woke. Most niggas miss the word for most sleeping, they stay broke. They get enough and fight as hard as you can, and it will come. Until it do, give all you got, but when it do, you can't talk. It was a dream that kept me in the dream. Put down the faith and went to work. One thing led to another, cost was high and all the loss was worse. When the venom from this nature took the toll, so I could see the hurt. They needed me to fail, but I prevailed and hell, my demons hurt. Blood spilled, tears dry. Fear came, I watched it leave. I never thought that in a million years they'd be watching me. By now I probably shed a million tears, couldn't stop the leak. They dragged me through the mud, look what they done, ain't no stopping me. Higher, higher, higher. Trust me, I am not afraid. So I ain't holding back for no one, no one. Higher, higher, higher. Ain't no need to look away, 'cause I ain't going back for no one, no one. Higher, higher, higher. Trust me, I am not afraid. So I ain't holding back for no one, no one. Higher, higher, higher. Ain't no need to look away, 'cause I ain't going back for no one, no one.
You have tuned in to another episode of On the Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins and out in the house. That I can't believe we were able to get up this morning because we just really had a good night yesterday, huh? Parkway Lounge and Grill on 5200 Riding Club Lane in Columbus. It was nice, and you just heard the artist that won. Was it Humble Hustle? You can ask Mr. Scott did a real good.
Oh yeah. I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but it was on the live feed, right? And then yeah. Can you stop and see it? Also, be on the Stevie's radio. I posted up on a few other things as well. I look at it up there. On the Instagram as well.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can check that out. I'm sure there on YouTube. That was people who were interactive with everything we were doing, and people were finding out interactive. But it was for the first film that debuted. It was definitely great. Big up to everybody who tuned in. You know.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Had a raffle that went on. It wasn't racked up.
We got like 15 raffles. He was like, I'm winning this one. We gonna tell my own, but we gonna get my dad.
is open, it's wide space and everything like that, where you can lounges over there, chairs are split out, chairs where you can come in and eat. You can go out to the patio.
Now we have more than we have two officers. Harrison has a multiplex producer, and then also Taetrece Harrison. I want to say you said it's Esquire. We're gonna ask her. She's an Esquire. So this one. But before we get into it, I just think that we talk about what's happening. You know, with the shooting. Yes. It's so painful. Yeah. Isn't that something? I mean, when you see it, it's heartbreaking. I'm good. And I might start crying. You don't want to hear me cry. So I have Middleton on the line. Let me call you on because you said you can't hear anything. So let me put you on the line. We got Middleton, multi-platinum producer, and so let me get him off the end, but so he can say hi because he said that the static is kind of bad. Can you hear us, Herb?
Okay, I can hear you a lot better right now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is it raining where you are now?
Where I am, no, it's not raining at all.
Oh, okay. Because they're saying there's bad storms are coming, so I didn't know what area of. I know Texas is somewhere else, and I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Texas and Louisiana.
So you're out of Detroit, is that right?
No, I'm in Delaware, like 2 hours from New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was so excited when I talked to you on the phone. I was so excited when I found out the work that you've done, especially Mary J. Blige. That's my girl. Like I grew up, my teenage years, I was rocking to your music and didn't even know that one day I would get to talk to you on the phone.
I appreciate that, Patricia.
Yes,
Mary
like that was.
Mary's a favorite of a lot of people.
Mhm. So Kenneth Stout, who's also on here, he's from Jersey, and he said he remembered when Mary used to hold it down back then.
Yeah, I can remember one of the songs that you did, and it was like I don't know if this was like the situation that happened, but it was a thing like I guess it was like a story that was going around about this producer who that Mary J. Blige was working with, and he did a couple of songs with, and it was like saying that he just played piano for her, and then that's how they wind up picking up and doing some songs. I don't know if that was you or not, but could you let our listeners know how you get the opportunity to work with Mary J. Blige?
Well, I was in Puffy's camp as one of his producers around that time and that era, so it was like the opportunity presented itself, and I just, I took advantage of the opportunity. Puff called me one day and said, "Herb, I need 2 ballads, and I know you got them." And it just happened just like that. It was magical.
He was right. Yes. So, I have some of your music here, some stuff that you did with Mary, and also some music of your own that you have. You're featuring someone. Now, I'm curious. Is Jason Simmons? I hear you, and then it's Jason Simmons. So, which one is singing the lead? Is that you, or is he singing the hook? Like, which one?
Oh no. Okay. I was doing a lot of features. You probably got that from my site. Back in the day, I was doing features on new artists, and one of my buddies, he said, "Herb, man, you can't put featuring because that means that you probably gonna be singing or something. I had to. So now I'm doing something different. And when it comes to presenting new artists, I put presenting because I am just building, focusing more these days on my brand and new label. And so I'm presenting new artists to the world that I feel like are talented and have the character and the skill set to go along with it to make a difference in today's world.
Yeah, we really do need that. Like hearing that song, the musicality of it really, it has that feeling to it. Like I was just explaining this to Patricia that that track there had like something like it had that Michael Jackson feel to it. How the way that the harmonies was kind of.
Yeah, because we listened to it. I did get it off your website, actually. And if you want to go check out his website, you need to go to herbmiddletonmusic.com. That's HERBMIDDLETON music.com. I don't have my glasses on, Herb, so I'm all the way back here trying to make sure I got every letter right. But I love your website, and I absolutely love what you do. And then, I had to keep scrolling down to look at all the other people.
Yeah.
And you have worked with I don't need to ask you who you work with. I probably need to ask you who have you not worked with that's in the industry right now, because it looks like you have had your finger in everybody's music.
Yeah, it's been a nice little run. It's been close to 30 years now. And I've been blessed. I've been fortunate to work with a lot of the earlier '90s artists, and it's I'm really grateful for that experience. But right now, I'm really even more excited about some of the newer artists that I'm working with right now. Because to me, it's a state of emergency. The whole world, I feel like, is in a state of emergency musically. What's going on with our kids, with our young adults. I'm not going to bash them, but it's just like it's over the top right now. So, I think it's important for veterans, the legends, to come back and really show and be lead by example when it comes to creating anything from hip-hop, R&B, pop music. It doesn't matter. Just like really taking a leadership position, because I don't really want to get into any particulars, but
Herb, you can't even give him a lip lashing, Herb. Give him a lip lashing.
I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah, that's why we over here on the Move Unscripted. That's what we're doing. Like, we're trying to let people know that even for the guys that are doing hip hop, we're saying, hey, at least at best, have your music censored. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do that, have different versions of it or something. Get remixes done. So strong. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a lot of stuff, man. But I do hear good stuff. I can't think that it's all bad, but
we
got to get better.
Your music back. They need to bring the '90s and the 2000s. We need that back. R&B is so wide open now. It's like we need more of that. What happened to love? Why everybody got to be in the back seat of the truck? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, like, to your point, when you said it's really not a question of it being bad. It's just your perception. I think everybody has a preference.
Right.
But like you can't fault somebody who doesn't know any better. And especially if they're feeding them, saying, "Yo, it's okay for you to do this. I'm gonna give you a check," and they're getting bread. It's like it becomes nobody's wrong or right. It's like I'm getting paid, and at that point you have to make a decision. You have to say, well, she wouldn't want me to do this, or like, I don't care what Mama say, I'm doing it because I'm getting the check. And then, so we have, again, I'm just going to speak for myself. I'm just taking more of a leadership position. And it's, Patricia, to your comment, love is missing because everything has become emotionless, bottomless. It's like it's no substance at all. But the artists that I'm working with, they believe in substance, like, from the youngest to the oldest. It doesn't matter. Like, that's another thing I'm doing. I'm taking the age away, the age game away.
So we can interview them, these new ones that you got going on. as they're ready for an interview, please let them stop by On the Move Unscripted and let's help introduce them, because we need that. We're missing your type of music. We're missing that Mary J. Blige, that I can feel that song in my soul. We're missing that.
Yeah, it's out there. It's like now you gotta like do some searching more to find it, because it's not on the mainstream, because now hip hop has a R&B, what's called trap soul. Excuse me, and that's supposed to like be the replacement of what R&B was.
So what was that stuff that Megan Thee Stallion and what's her name?
Cardi B?
Yeah, what was that? What is that?
No, that's what we are.
Whole music? Like I don't get it. Like is there a whole lane now?
Oh wow!
I'm just saying, like my goodness, it's like okay, that was like craziness.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not hip hop.
It's a little bit over the top for the brother right here. I stumbled on it, and like I was listening to my son's music, and I stumbled on it. Like it came on, and I was looking at I thought it was my son's music. And I was like, oh shoot. Then I looked down at my phone, and it was a video, and that was all it was for me. I was like, okay, here we go. So to your point, I mean, to me, I think it really sets a bad example for the young kids, because they got access to it, and the little 11, 12-year-old little girls, they got access to. They hear these names of these female rappers, and they're not the Queen Latifahs of today. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. It's not something that's saying like, yeah, this is something you should use this by example. If they use an example and this is the way to make it, that's not the way to make it. I did see another little. I wish I got that video. She was doing the song, but saying it in a positive way, like we're not following this.
Mm-hmm.
It was young girls, and I do it from New York. Yeah, and this it's going to be like it's make better decisions. That's what you have to teach the youth with this stuff as well, because I can remember coming up in hip hop, and I come from the days of digging in the crates and things like that as well. And you had differences of like, there were different facets of different songs, or different, they're not even subgenres, but you talk about people who sold crack, but some people say don't do crack. You know what I mean? And that same thing, like that, in that battle of that, like which side you want to take. There was guys like, who did the gangster stuff, but there was also artists who did things that something positive,
You had a menu.
Right.
So for all the young ones who may not really understand who you are, you know what I'm saying? I got to do a little bit of Mary, right?
Yeah.
So, and I want to play that song Without You. So we're gonna take a quick break,
right?
And we're gonna play one of Mary's. Which one do I want? Because you had. Let me see. I Never Want to Live Without You. Which one I want to play now? Well, You Gotta Believe. Oh my gosh, I have bought You Gotta Believe like I know 50 times. Like I have paid for an outfit. I know.
Right.
I paid for one of her outfits. So we're gonna take a quick break, y'all. We're gonna play a little bit of music and we'll be right back. So hold on. And for all who want to call in and ask Herb Middleton questions, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Like, for any artist that may be listening to this right now, and you just not putting your finger to the dial, this is the person that you need to be asking those questions, because he has been in this game long enough that he can answer everything. And I'm sure you'll be honest with him too, right?
Oh yeah, I can't do nothing else but that right now.
All right, that's right.
Right. So this is your opportunity to ask him questions live or hold your peace. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna play some music. We'll be right back. Oh, I should do that, right?
Yeah.
It's unscripted, y'all.
Yeah.
It's 516-387-1247.
All right.
I've been posting you so much, I felt like everybody knew the number by heart by now.
Right, let's get it right here. Herb Middleton's in the house with us right here, On the Move Unscripted.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Come get some.
Out that door, just enough, and you say you won't know. separation is what we both need. I agree, so I let you leave me. Then I've had a chance to think things through, reminiscing on things that we used to do. You're the perfect fit for me, and this I know. So come back to me, 'cause your love is so. When we're alone, feels right. I know some things ain't right, but I know we'll work it out, 'cause I just can't be without you. Every moment that leaves me in a low. Got no plans today, don't know about tomorrow. From the world forever, I will not hide. I'd just rather face it with you by my side. With or without you, I know who I am. But being with you has made me into a better man. Sometimes you may scream and maybe I'll shout. Can't remember what we argued about. Oh, when we're alone. Oh, yeah. I know some things ain't right, but I know we'll work it out, 'cause I just can't be without you. Can we go somewhere far from here? We can do what we once had. Relive the good and erase the
You have tuned in to another episode of On the Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins and Mr. Stell. And we have multi-platinum producer Herb Middleton on the line. Okay, so I love that song. So tell me, I want to understand, did you assist with helping to write that song, or did you only produce like the beat part of it, and what even gave you that? Like, that's a beautiful beat all by itself. You know what I'm saying? So give us the history behind that song, Gotta Believe in Me.
Well, the music was I just was inspired to do that kind of arrangement for Mary. And at the time, Puff, now Diddy, had a team of writers. Mary was one of the main writers, of course. On that particular project, Faith Evans was involved in the writing, and another artist that I worked with back in the day, Big Buck from the group Today, he was involved. He was a co-writer on that song. So I basically just did the music, did all the music for that particular record.
That was beautiful.
Soul.
Huh?
The rest came out of Mary's soul. Just like, she was going through a period at that time, and you could hear the emotions, and that whole project. It was just like talking about emotions. That project was just took you on an emotional ride. The ups and downs, being happy, sad. I'm going down, So that record, my life was epic.
What'd you say?
I'm saying my life was that project. It's epic. It's irreplaceable.
That's a classic. That's going to be in some of the greatest songs in R&B of all time.
I told you, I done bought her a pair of shoes and a shirt and everything. As many times I done bought that freaking album. So I'm curious, and I want to know if you've noticed this. So there was a period of time when they had completely phased out CDs, records, and all tapes. There was nothing but digital. But I'm starting to notice advertisements for CDs and tapes, and even when I went to get married, because I actually purchased the song again, so that means I didn't at least bought her an ice cream cone. But I'm noticing that I had the option to buy CDs, and I thought they had phased them out. Are you seeing, or have you heard through the grapevine that they're going to start trying to get the CDs and tapes back rolling, for the music?
I haven't heard that. Please direct that to me, because that would be great.
Yeah, I had the option to actually buy the CD, and I hadn't seen the CD option in a while.
The album that just came out.
It was on CD too?
I actually want the CD compared to having it on a download on the phone, which is cool. But then I tend to lose them. Like, I don't know why. I'm like, if I change my computer, I couldn't find it. I had to download and put it on a hard drive. I'm like, no, I want to have the CD now. I want to get back to the CD collection.
I think that's if they are getting back to that, which it looks like it is, because I'm telling you, I was going to buy her music and I seen it in CD form, and I'm like, when did they start that back? But with the way that the digital streaming thing is, and getting and all that stuff, and taking away having the CDs, I feel like that hurt. Not just the entertainment labels, not just the labels, but also the independent artists, because a lot of independent artists used to put their music on CDs, and that's how they made their money. Isn't that how Master P started off?
Out the trunk.
Right. So if you've taken the ability for them to be able to sell and have a true number, because sometimes I feel like they're not all the streams, everybody who's playing is not being captured, so they're not getting that credit. Didn't with the song Happy? Remember the song Happy with what's his name?
Pharrell.
Yeah. Didn't he have to take them to court or something?
Well, he got.
It wasn't for that song though. It was for a Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah.
No, not for him getting in trouble about nothing. I'm talking about he was trying to. They were saying that he only streamed like 200,000 streams, and we know everybody in the world was. And I'm happy. We was all happy. I was driving down the street many times. I could have been sad, and during that I turned that song on, and I was happy. Like the whole world was happy. So how do you only get?
It came from a movie.
Huh?
The movie soundtrack.
What, Happy was?
Yeah.
That's what he wrote it for?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Despicable Me.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, from what I can remember, they weren't paying him what he was supposed to get. But I know everybody in the world was playing that song.
Yeah, well, I think the story was that he got a lot of streams, but he got a little money, and that's the reality of you can get a lot of streams, but you can walk away with little to nothing, compared to when. If you did a lot of sales with CDs, at least you can kind of make some money. But now the streams are like, it sounds big, but it's really not.
Right. And I just think that that's unfair. So I hope that they are. I think that, not just the independent artists, but also the labels are hurting because they're depending on the same thing, especially now. People are not performing. They're not getting that money from performing, concerts and stuff like that. So they got to be hurting. It would be wise to me. That would be a wise business thing to me, get them back out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing them. I've even been seeing them in people's music videos, so they're bringing them back.
They still got vinyl. People still buy vinyl. And people are using it, a lot of DJs still buy vinyl. People are at home and people are buying vinyl. Actually, I could have swore we've seen it in Walmart. They had tapes and
a record player.
A record player.
Yeah.
That you can use as a USB.
So I'm curious. I like to take all the guests down memory lane. I'll take you back down the yellow brick road. And back to when you were a little boy. Tell them, how did you even get your start in music?
I got my start in music actually growing up. My older brother, my only brother, he played music and, constantly. We shared a room, so I couldn't help but hear some of the best music that I could hear as a kid, and it was all adult. And back then, and I shared the story with all my people that interviewed me. Back then, as a kid, all I knew was that music sounded good. I didn't, as a child, I didn't say, well, that's old school or that's young school. It's daggone, it's the Temptations. I like it. Just my imagination.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I thank God for that experience because now that all of those different styles have been impacted into me, and so they every once in a while it comes out in my music. The authenticity of what black music, what soul music, what R&B, what hip hop music is, because I grew up around it in the era. So it's good to be still around. So that's my Yellow Brick Road story.
Well, okay, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Did you see Dorothy on the way?
No, I didn't see Dorothy, but you know what? Actually, shoot, back then, Dorothy, I couldn't tell if the road was yellow. I had a black and white TV.
With the antenna.
Right. You got to keep moving around the room to get the right. Yeah. So I want to jump in. We have a lot of independent artists that follow us in the Atlanta Music Industry Group and Scheme Beats Radio, Music Review, and all the different stuff that we work with. So I want to jump into that for a quick second. I just want to ask you. You said you work with a lot of independent artists. So do you have your own label, right?
Yes, I have. I just started a new label. It's called Moontown Records Publishing. It's a record/publishing company, and I'm very excited about it. Shout out to my co-founders and co-owners, Jen and Dan. His birthday today. Dan Myers, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And the first artist is I'm just giving it all out. You see how I just jumped right into it?
I love it. Come on in.
Yeah. The first artist on the roster, his name is Luminous, and Emma, and I'm very excited. So back to you. I'm gonna yield back because I was just about to go all in. Let me pull back a little bit.
No, you can go all in. You're going in. No, you can.
So your question was you asked me about independent artists.
Yes. So are you like do you like have with your new company, are you going to have scouts to go out and find new talent, or how if somebody wants to be produced or come, they want to submit their music or their demos to you, now that you have this new label, how are you finding your prospects, or how can they submit music to you?
Well, what I'm doing right now, what I've been doing, I've been handpicking the talent that I want to work with, because I'm looking at building leaders in the music industry. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you could find great talent, but you don't have people that have the business mind. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the artists that I'm looking for right now, they got to have a mind of business. And, because music is not the selling point right now as much as we love it. Because if it was a selling point, we wouldn't be having these streaming things going on. My company is really we tapping into advertisement, we tapping into film, and ultimately we tapping into building a roster of some of the greatest songwriters and artists that could create music for on a drop of a dime for any company that we do business with. So I'm handpicking, but I'm always open to hear from what new talent is, and I'm always open to teach. And at the same time, artists, there's got to be there's a different value system in the industry today. Artists are able to get beats, but they're not able to get the production. There's a big difference, and you know what I'm saying? To get in the studio with somebody that knows how to pull even a rap vocal, that's the difference. So I'm always open, Patricia, to answer your question. I'm always open to hear new talent, and as long as the new talent, they're willing to be patient and they're willing to invest in themselves, because nobody really wants to invest in anybody that's not investing in themselves.
I know that's right. Say it again. Can you please say that one? Let me. Can you say that one more time?
Nice. Yeah, that's on all levels of business. Like, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, nobody's really going to invest in you. Like, not unless you know what I'm saying? Not unless there's a different agenda. Like, and my agenda is business and empowering our people. We need it badly. Like.
Well, I'm going to drop this little thing because we just had a showcase here yesterday in Columbus. We're trying to really bring the Midwest music back, because the Midwest used to be the bomb. We had all kind of music coming out of Ohio and all surrounding states and stuff in the Midwest, and now it's like everything is coming south. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to go south. So we're really trying to open up a lane here in Ohio, and we had our first. Showcase last night, and the artist that came, their name was Humble Hustle, and they got a song. We just played it. Oh my gosh, they got a song. Like, if you go back and listen to the show, it's the very first song that you hear before we come on, and it's called King. And when I say that song, it's the bomb diggity. It's the bomb diggity. Like, and they got that hustle because they was ready. I always feel like preparation plus opportunity equals success. So they had their music video, they had everything. They came out, they did what they had to do, And like you said, you want artists who are hungry like that,
Minded people. So we'll go to the website to check anything out. I see on your website you have the music store that's on there, a ton of artists that's on there. Are those some of the artists you working with your label?
Not. I don't think I have any artists I have two companies. New Vibe Records is a company that my wife found, and I'm kind of rebuilding that company right now, because it's really a company that's going to be dedicated more to people who are, having more on the spiritual side of things, and so I'm really just kind of reorganizing that in the process of doing that. And to answer your question, most of them are not really on that on this new label, but you know the opportunities will be given to those that are in the store. Like really excited about. I don't know if you heard of In Front. It's a female group that I'm working with presently. They were background singers for Gerald Levert.
Okay.
They are phenomenal. Like they are. I'm just like every time we go in the studio, we just come out with some heat, and they mature. They excellent songwriters, great spirits, very humble. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I got my people these days. I mean, like I'm just like talent. Talent is not as valuable to me than character. Like, you know what I mean? True. I'm at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter how many hits you have if they gonna be in prison. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I definitely get you on that, and I know, and especially the investing thing. Like, I don't know if you. So, well, I got a 2-part question. Well, one is a statement, the other is a question. So the statement is, when I did the song Superwoman and Open Doors with Mr. Hankey, and I you probably do you know Mr. Hankey? Like, have you ever worked together, the one who did the song Living My Best Life? Have you ever run into his circle?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So when I did that song, that was one of the things that he always told me was like, you know, you got to invest in yourself. You got, you know, and I've had to. I mean, he really like trained me on that because he said there's so many people that's on the freeway, the music freeway. He said, but not everybody gonna get off the freeway. You know, especially the ones that's all doing the same thing. But if they don't have the work ethic, or they don't have, you know, they don't have that marketing plan or that marketing budget or that business sense or whatever is holding them back, they'll stay on that freeway. Only a few people get off the exit. So that makes sense to me. You know, what you're saying as far as making sure they understand that they got to invest in themselves. You ain't getting nothing free. It ain't like in the old days we can go at a club and party and then somebody come up to you and say, you know what? I like you, record deal.
Right. Yeah.
$2 million up front, baby.
Yeah, those were the days. Those days don't exist anymore. They don't exist. That's real.
It is not like that anymore. So, in the same question, let's say that you hear an artist, whether it be somebody you just came across, you know, on the internet or something, or an A&R or somebody brought you somebody, but they were produced by somebody else. Do you work with music that's produced by somebody else, or you like to, when you get these new artists in, you like to start them from scratch from your own beats? I'm talking about for your label.
Actually, no. I'm not. I really look for if the music is right. If it's not broken, I ain't trying to mess with it. But if I could hear that it's something that I could do to take it up, then I'll get involved. But you know, for the most part, I'm open. Like I believe in team, and as successful as I am, I know I'm not the only one that has a gift. So I'm open to hear what's going on. But I will be 100. If it ain't hot, then it's not. It's like, you know what I mean?
Right, right. You from Maryland? You said Maryland, right? That's where you from? Delaware.
I'm from New York. I'm from New York.
New York. So y'all New Yorkers, y'all don't bite your tongue. I found that out when I went out there for a visit. Y'all gonna tell it how a T.I. is. If you don't like it, you be all right.
Yeah, we can't afford to bite our tongues now. It's emergency out here. You talking about WAP? It's emergency. They not biting their tongue, and it's like, okay. So I feel like if you got the knowledge and you have the experience, well, I can only speak for myself. I used to bite my tongue, to be honest, but no more. Now I don't even care anymore. It's like I care more about our people and us progressing, because what I see was being done to us. You know, not to get into the politics of things, but it's ridiculous, man. It's like if we don't start loving ourselves, we are done. And
I know you heard about what happened in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Like that right there. I mean, George Floyd thing was really hit hard. But to turn around and see this man, like, man, you just shot the dude 7 times. Like, are you kidding me?
Close range.
You meant to kill him, man. Like you. And he had kids in
there must have been an angel. If he's still alive and all he is paralyzed, there was an angel up there kicking them bullets out, because I don't even understand how he survived that. You know,
I don't understand either, but I know that's God's mercy and His grace right there for that man to be living. But like 7 shots. I mean, we need to change the subject, because this right here is just.
I know. It's just. I don't know. I was just talking to my aunt today, and it was just listening to her talk about the stuff in the 60s and this now is just craziness. And then, yeah, you're right. We could be on a whole another hour just talking about that, and that's a lot. So, is there a way that they can submit? Like, do they need to go through your website just to, like, are you accepting demos?
Yeah, I have a listening policy. That's the first investment people have to make because time is money. But they could send like one demo to my email address, info@herbmiddletonmusic.com.
Say it again.
Info@herbmiddletonmusic.com. Info.
Okay.
info @herbmiddletonmusic.com.
Okay. Okay. And so there's
your listeners.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tell them, to put Patricia your name on the email, and I know who's coming from.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes me feel good. I mean, you're listening to what I sing your way. Go ahead and say it. You can say it. You listen to what coming your way. So at least you'll know where it's coming from. Because I'm not going. I ain't messing with nobody who's trash. Yeah, right. You didn't put my name on it. That's what's up. Yeah. So what about your children? You said you have children. Does it seem like your children are about to start following in your footsteps?
Yeah, my middle son, he's just had a project that he released. His name is Moochie, Moochee. I'm used to call him Ron. He got this new project out, and for what I heard, he really stepped out there. And what I'll do, I'll forward it to you, so you could check it out, and you can send it actually to your listeners.
So, yeah, I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear it. I believe in supporting, especially the young people. We gotta support them. We gotta.
Yeah, definitely. I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? He got a little sticker on there, but he's not going all out. He's showing his skill, and he's talking from where he's been, and he's a good kid. I'm proud of him.
So we have a caller on the line. I believe it might be Miss Harrison. Is that Miss Harrison on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line.
What's going on, Miss Harrison? So, Mr. Taetrece, am I pronouncing your name right? Taetrece?
It's Taetrece.
Is it Taetrece?
Taetrece, yes.
Okay. I remember you saying that you were familiar with Mr. Herb Middleton. Did you have any questions you wanted to ask him, or anything you wanted to say?
I just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, are you a Mary J. Blige fan, Miss Harrison?
Oh, definitely, big time.
Yeah, I saw you on the line, and I knew you said you knew him, so I figured you might want to say hi to him. She's actually our next guest. She's an author. She wrote a book called Bitch Hunt. I can't wait to get into that. You might want to hang around and listen to what she got to say about the Bitch Hunt.
That's nice. Congratulations on the book.
Oh, thank you.
All right, then. So just hold on there, Miss Harrison, and we'll be right back. Don't hang up, okay?
All right.
So Herb, is it what kind of? I mean, definitely we want your social media handles, your Twitter, your Instagram, you know, whatever you do, all your social media handles. But also, as we get towards the end of this interview, I just want to ask you, what advice, if you could give any advice in the world to an artist or a person who wants to be an artist or whatever, what advice do you want them to put in their little music Bible that they need to keep with them at all times for the rest of their career?
Really, and I'm pretty consistent with this. I get asked. This question is asked often, and because it's important to leave nuggets. And the nugget that I want to leave is individuality is very, very valuable. Even as an artist, you have to learn how to paint your own pictures. And what's happening right now in our industry is, if you heard one record, you pretty much have heard you've heard the same thing. Because artists, they don't know how to be original because they are moved by what they see and hear. But your gift didn't come from copying. Your gift came from, you just got a gift. And you tap into your individuality, because individuality is that's where your wealth is. That's where your check is. Everybody's not the same. So for the artists that really are serious about being in the music business, make sure you tap into individuality. That means creatively, talk about something else. Like there's a lot of things to talk about in songs that's pretty interesting, besides money, sex, and drugs, and drinking. You know what I'm saying? That we live in a world where there's a lot of things going on. So you could find something else to talk about. You could use your swag. You could use your beats. But just be creative. Be flexible. Make a difference. Be a change.
Make a difference. Yeah. Make a difference. You know what? The world is so crazy. I was telling the artists this even before the pandemic happened. Maybe back in December when we first really started the radio podcast. Because it was on the radio on the Real 1100 in Atlanta, and then I came back to Ohio, so now it's a podcast. So anyway, I was telling them. There's a shift coming in the music industry. There's a shift coming. I was already telling them. And I'm like, either you're going to be ahead of the shift or you're going to be left behind, because sooner or later that's going to fade. So they're going to do it like disco. They might you might look up one day and all the rap and all that crazy is going to be up in the stadium and they're going to burn it like this. But it's in the disco era. You know what I'm saying? So I've been saying that. So you're right.
We get man.
Yeah, it's like, like every decade or every 20 years or so, music starts to do a shift anyway.
It does.
So I think we're in that right now. There's a different sound as they're coming out. Artists are starting to mature a little bit. I'm hearing, because I get a ton of songs that are submitted to us all the time. So you'll hear the difference. Like some songs, it's like, okay, this has something, because if it has substance to it, you say, I can deal with it. Like I just listened to the whole Nas album, and I'm just blown away with that. From front to beginning, from beginning to end, he just has good songs on it, and he also has modern day. What album is that? You know what I mean? Modern day time.
And he's worked with him. Herb, you've worked with Nas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I gotta get it.
Have you been? Did you work with him on this new album, or you worked with him back in the day?
No, back in the day. The last record I did with Nas was Street Disciple.
That's a joint too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that song.
It's called what?
Street Disciple. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have to look that up.
Yeah, my song was Me and You. That song he did wrote for his daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, So it was definitely. Yeah.
Well, I so appreciate you. Oh, what's your Twitter? How can they follow you?
Herb Middleton. That's simple. It's no real. It's just Herb Middleton. Facebook / Herb Middleton. Twitter / Herb Middleton. Instagram Herb Middleton. Herb Middleton 1
and
on
I'm
Instagram.
so glad. Huh?
I said Herb Middleton 1 on Instagram. Actually, if you see music or see, that's probably me.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to definitely search for that. And definitely, you guys go check out HerbMiddletonMusic.com as well, man. It has a bunch of information on it, a lot of music on it as well. It's a well done website and everything, man. And
very nice.
All articles of artists.
Thank you.
I'm watching it, man.
And he's real laid back, too.
I just subscribe to it. You just subscribe to it. You get some more things behind the scenes, stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, follow this too.
You seem like you're easy to work with. You know what I'm saying? You just seem like you're a really cool person you don't seem like one of them, like Joe Jackson's in the studio or nothing like that. You seem like...
No, I'm not a Joe Jackson, but I could get on the artist's nerves because I tell artists when it comes to the artistry, I'm not their friend. Like that's my claim to fame. Like when you get in the studio with me, I'm not your friend at all. I'm like I'm not you because you like it. Nah, I want to make sure millions of people gonna like it. Your sale against 1 million doesn't do it for me. So I keep it like that, and just keep it honest.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we're going to continue to follow you. Please, we love exclusives. So when you get those, you get ready to release some music and you want an avenue, please don't forget On the Move Unscripted. You know what I'm saying? And when I, throughout these showcases, if I see some artists that got it going on like the ones last night, I'm going to pass along what was the email address again that they need to send the submission to and put my name on it? You said put my name on it.
Yeah, that's so I know. You know what I'm saying? I know what show or interview it came from, and then I could, we could kind of coordinate like that.
Okay.
We'll move forward. Info at HerbMiddletonMusic.com. Info at HerbMiddletonMusic.com.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. So I appreciate you so much for taking the time to stop by and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? This will be rebroadcasting on iHeartRadio and Spotify and Spreaker.com and all kind of places. And we got a lot of listeners. We got a lot of listeners all over the world just following us, like Japan. So for all those who are fans of Mary J. Blige or any of the millions of artists that he got listed on his website, which is HerbMiddletonMusic.com, that's in Japan or Indonesia or South Africa or Kenya or Ghana, Italy, Germany, United Kingdom. I'm feeling good. Sweden, Canada, Belgium, Hong Kong, Guam, Spain, Brazil, India in half.
That's what's up. Those are all my peoples right there.
That's all your people. So we're gonna roll out of here with my other Mary J. Blige favorite. We have to go on a break with this one. I Never Want to Live Without You. I can feel Mary in that song. Poor thing. You know what? We're going to be so happy when Mary, whatever, the best man come in her life and treat her like a queen, and she's able to release a song that's going to be on the other end of that. You know what I'm saying? We're all hoping for that for Mary because she done been through it, and in a public sense. Yeah. So thank you so much, sir, for stopping by. Yeah. And we will talk to you later.
My pleasure. Let's stay blessed.
All
right then. I want to move unscripted, y'all.
Herb Middleton.
Herb Middleton, multi-platinum producer Herb Middleton. I like saying that. Right. That means you have made a lot of damn money doing this music thing. So we're going to roll out of here into the break with I Never Want to Live Without You. And then when we come back, we're coming back with the author, the Big Hunt. I can't wait to hear about this Big Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Just for the name of the Big Hunt, you already know it.
I want to get on it,
She going in. So we'll be right back, y'all. On the Move, unscripted.
Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Superman, superwoman. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. No mountain high with you by my side. Hey, I'm your superwoman, you're my Superman. Hey, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we will succeed. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine. Hey, let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine.
That was me. You have tuned in to another episode of On the Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins and Mr. My Radio Hubby in the house. I actually performed that song last night. Yeah, I was all over the place. I was on social media, on Facebook. Right, yeah, it's on. So you can actually go to Mr. Stout. What is it? Kenneth Stout on Facebook? Stout on Facebook or Steam Beats Radio. Or you can go to Patricia M. Goins on Facebook or Patricia Marie Goins on Instagram, although the song's not on there. So anyway, let's get into our next guest who has been waiting patiently on the line so we can get into this book. Let's get into this book. Ms. Harris, how do you pronounce the last name? Is it Harrison-Esq? Esquire?
That's, yeah, short for Esquire. So, yeah, Taetrece Harrison Esquire.
That's what he said. Kenny's so smart. You're so smart, man. So I want, first and foremost, I want to thank you for, stopping by on the Move Unscripted and bringing, your book down here, your talent. You're actually an attorney, for those who may not know. And what type of law do you practice?
So I do a little bit of everything. I do family law, so that's like divorces, child support, child custody. I do what we call succession, which may be considered like probate in other states. So that's if someone dies, ensuring that heirs, get the property that the deceased person left. And then I also do like civil litigation. That's when people are suing each other over money or, whatever they could be suing over.
Wow. So you busy. You are busy. I could already tell you're a busy lady because you was like, I think you made a second for me to talk to me before you was on to another case doing what you do. So you definitely a busy lady.
How do you get time to even write this book right here?
Right.
For Bitch Hunt.
Trust me, it took 2 years, and it was a process because really what you're doing is you're switching hats, or like someone said, code switching, because you're going from, attorney doing this and this to then going to their creative side of writing. And so it's a process to be able to shut off that one brain or that process and then to get into that other creative brain, to sit down to write something. It's totally different than, say, writing a brief or writing something for, for a client, like a letter or something like that. So it's two different worlds that I'm basically in right now.
It's definitely a hard hitting title. Can you give us where did you get the title from, and give us a little synopsis of what the book is about?
Sure, definitely. So Bitch Hunt came about, originally I was calling it like something with glass ceiling and women in politics or whatever, but I was like, that sounds boring. A friend and myself talking about it, was like, nobody's not going to buy that. So we wanted to come up with something that was going to be kind of hard hitting, and so we were kind of like kicking names around, and so we thought about Witch Hunt, and so we were like, take off the W and then the B on it, and that's how we kind of got the Bitch Hunt, because I was talking about black females. And the book is basically about 5 black female attorneys who are being attacked because of who they are or who people perceive them to be, and then navigate you through how they basically deal with that situation and how they overcome that situation in one way or another.
That's deep. So was there a particular situation that made you even want to write this book? Can you tell the listeners?
Yeah, I could tell them about that. So I'm in chapter 1, and as we stated before, I'm an attorney, and so what happened, I got falsely arrested, because this stranger had approached me in a parking lot, and after me telling him several times to leave me alone, go away, I announced to him that I have a firearm and that it would be best if he, moved along. I leave the parking lot finally. What happened, my car was incapacitated. I had a boot on my car. So I couldn't leave until that was taken care of. So once that was done and the stranger had finally left, unknown to me, he called the police. And then 2 weeks later, I get arrested because he tells them this fantastic story about what did not occur, and they believe him. And then next thing you know, I'm being arrested and then basically put into the situation. And so because of what I went through, I decided I wanted to write this book, and I wanted to find other women whose stories were similar to mine. And so that's how you get to the 5 people in the book, and that's how Bitch Hunt basically was born.
So this, the other women, so this is not a fictional at all, right?
Oh, no. These are all true stories. Everybody in the story is true. Everyone that I talk about is true. There is nothing in here that's fictional. I use real names, real situations. Everything in here is well documented and very true.
So you're seeing like some of the experiences like where this has happened at in Louisiana and Mississippi, Ohio, and Illinois. Are are the stories that are similar, or what are some of the similarities that happen in their stories from the different states?
Well, the difference, the similarities rather, are the fact that each one of them are black female attorneys. They're professionals, and they're basically being attacked by. And when I'm saying attacked, not physically attacked. They're being attacked basically because of, because either somebody doesn't like what they're doing, they think they're doing too much, they think that, they shouldn't be doing whatever it is. So like the person in Mississippi, she was Gay Polk Payton, who's in Chapter 3. She is a judge, and she's a part-time judge, and she's also an attorney. So she practices, and then she also works as a judge. Well, she also happens to be a singer. She sings the national anthem. She's well known for that. So she sung the national anthem at a lot of NFL games and whatnot across the state for a lot of college games and stuff. She also was involved. I think her brother did a movie, so she was involved in that. So she does, and then she wrote a book. So she's done all of these things. Well, somebody wrote in to the Supreme Court. Or to the disciplinary area, I can't remember now off the top of my head, but wrote into this place, this organization that handles, reprimanding judges, and says, well, I think she's bringing too much. She's bringing retribute to the seat because she's doing all these things. Like, she shouldn't be doing all these things, and so they basically start an investigation because of that.
That's
wow.
Great.
So that's what I'm telling you. It's like this. She's not doing anything. She's like she's doing all these positive things, but somebody sitting out there says, "Well, I don't like this. This is too much. She's doing too much. I think she's bringing negativity to the seat." And so she basically has to go through all the way through the Supreme Court and argue this case. Of course, her attorneys, not her, have to argue this case before the Supreme Court, because they basically felt like what she was doing was too much. And she also, I think, posts a lot of positive advice also on, like, Instagram, I think, or either it was on Facebook. And so they wrote all of these things that she was doing and felt like it was a problem.
Wow. How the system is set up, even if you're doing something positive, to go after people, and especially people of color. We're hearing a lot of these things that are happening in our society with the justice system towards the citizens, and you are being a part of something we would say that's on both sides as well, right? You're being a black woman, but also in the justice system. So how do you feel, or how do some of the people that you talk about that's in this book, how do they feel about the situation in the national sense of how things are going?
Well, I haven't had the opportunity to really talk to every single person. I did speak to Gabe Polk a little bit about her story, and one of the things so let me back up. When I wrote everyone's story, I wrote it from a standpoint of a narrative standpoint. I didn't interview any of these. So these are all from a narrative standpoint based on me doing research on every single person that's in this book. So Gay Polk, I do, we know each other, not very well, but we know each other. And one of the things that she remarked about the book was that she was quite surprised about how I nailed her story 100% without me actually talking to her about that story.
Wow, yeah. It seems like something like a book that a lot of people should definitely have. I know there's a lot of people who we've had on the show. We had people who bought books, and we've been getting some, and they all come from different things, but the stories is impactful from some of the things that we've been like reading about out here lately. I'm looking at the cover of it, and it looks like you have like Justice, and Justice is like a woman of color, but she's in handcuffs, but it's like Justice is blind. But can you tell us, like, what the cover, what's the meaning behind it?
So the meaning, if you're correct, it's the Lady Justice, but I had to take her blindfold off because Justice isn't blind, because she had to run away from all of these people that are coming to attack her. So her blindfold is off. She's in chains because we are being falsely put in situations where we're being attacked. So that's what the chains are. And she's running away because you got all of these people. You got the police, that's in that picture. You got the judge that's in that picture. You got the people that's in that picture. And then they're calling her a bitch. They're calling her a liar. They're calling her she does too much. That's all of the things. And Patricia can attest to that we hear as black females. We hear that all the time. You're too loud. You're too this. You're too that. You're too aggressive.
Yeah.
You're too all of this other stuff. So the thing is, here I was by my car, minding my business, trying to take care of my car. I get approached by a stranger, and I just had this conversation with a person that a few minutes before I got on the phone with y'all, minding my own business. And the scenario is that this man then calls and reports this whole story. Now let's flip that. Regardless of what color the man is, let's say this. Let's say he's black, and that story is then told, but it's a white woman. We don't get to bitch hunt. I guarantee you we never get to bitch hunt. But we get to bitch hunt because now here is a black man, but I'm the black female. Well, how we get to bitch hunt? Because I'm too aggressive. Wait a minute. She's not supposed to be telling you that. She's not supposed to be doing that. So now we going to arrest Taetrece because Taetrece not supposed to do that. But had that been Karen that called and he was the black man would have got arrested. But if it's the other way around, he's just getting arrested because Taetrece ain't supposed to be telling you no. Taetrece not supposed to have a gun. Taetrece not supposed to defend herself because you need to be quiet. You need to sit over there.
You know what? It's really definitely women who have strong personalities and who are go-getters. We definitely have it a little bit harder than most. Yep. But even now, even like when we're talking about this story that out of Wisconsin with the officer that got, with the officer who shot the guys, we heard about 7 shots in close range in the back like that. Like, even with that, when they had the protest, what was you telling me? A white man was walking down the street with a gun in his hand. And the way the commentary was talking about what we was just watching, it was like the police seen him. They didn't say nothing. They let him walk down the street. They knew that people were telling him that he had just killed people, and they just let him walk to nothing. But this guy right here can't even walk around, go around his car without y'all shooting him like that. Like there's a taser. Like, don't you got a taser? Like, isn't there a taser right next to the gun? Like, then you want to reach for that first? Like, it's just crazy what's going on right now. And people can say, all lives matter. Yes, all lives do matter. But African-American lives are the ones that are getting tortured the most. And then on top of that, let it be a black woman. You know what I'm saying? We have it the hardest. The African-American,
game over.
Especially when they're in a place of power.
We won't even make the news if it's a black woman, just like Breonna Taylor's killers still haven't been brought to justice. So, see, the black woman has to be their own cheerleader. We have to be the ones to stand up for ourselves, which is, again, why Bitch Hunt was written. And in my book, I tell people that you got to stand up for yourself because nobody is going to stand up for yourself. If I had to stand in courtroom by myself, which I did not, but if I had to stand in that courtroom by myself when I went to trial, so be it. I was prepared to do that. If I had to stand up against every single person, I was prepared to do that. And we as black people, black women rather, we have to do that all the time. I'm going to give you another example of bitch hunt that's going on. It's going on right now with the vice president that's been chosen by Biden. That's a bitch hunt right there.
Kamala Harris. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
And why are they attacking her? Because of who she is, because of what they think she is, or because of who she is. That's a prime example of a bitch hunt. Yeah. That's exactly what a bitch hunt is.
Wow. Yeah, it's just
making it hard. Like got a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you're someone who's very a go-getter and like you say, if you're an African American woman that's a go-getter too, that's like a double strike. Like you are, that's like a triple strike. You black, you're a woman, and you're a go-getter. You speak your mind. You're not gonna just let nobody just talk to you like you crazy, treat you like. So now we're a problem because we speak our mind.
Exactly. And so the thing is, that's with You would think, as like Mr. Stout was saying earlier, because of the fact that I am in the legal system and I'm on this side of the legal system, there will be certain things that would be like, well, no, we're going to look at it from a different standpoint. But that's not how it is. And that's what the book tells you. Even from this standpoint, I'm still being treated as nothing. My title, my degrees, my all that, the Esquire, all that goes out the window. At the end of the day, you still that black woman that needs to calm your nerves down because you being too much.
And it took them 2 weeks to come and even arrest you. So it was 2 weeks later that that they actually came and arrested. Something that happened 2 weeks prior. That's just craziness to me. That's craziness to me how they.
Well, I don't know why it took him 2 weeks, but he called the police, which of course I know all of this now. I didn't know at the time. He called the police that day. So when I left the area, because I mean, as far as I was concerned, it was done because I had asked you to leave. I don't know how many times, even though you would not leave. He finally left. The guy finally came and removed the boot from my car. So I'm like, okay, thank God I can get the heck away from here. I get in my car, and as far as I was concerned, it was over. So, of course, people were like, well, why you didn't call the police? Well, what was I calling the police for? Because I thought I handled it when I basically said, look, you need to leave. Like it finally got to the point where I knew he was not going to leave me alone. So I was like, look, I am a concealed carrier, and I have my firearm with me. It would be best for you to move along. And so far as I was concerned, it was over, but not for him, because what didn't happen at that point, and not to say all men are like this, because he didn't get whatever it was he was trying to get. This was his way of getting back with coming up with this false story. Because if I really was this, so let's use the scenario. I was the angry black woman, because that's, of course, what they tried to play in the trial. So if I was this angry black woman, right, and I was all upset like they said I was, then he would
have a tap in his ass already.
He would have been shot. A person that's calm I was calm. That's why you wasn't shot. And I never pointed a gun, because had I pulled out the gun and actually pointed it as he said, then we wouldn't have been having a story. Then we would have been having a whole different story. The fact that I never pointed it and didn't shoot him tells you that scenario never happened, because it doesn't make sense. Because if I was angry, as he said, and I was waving my gun around, then you should have been shot and dead, right? You shouldn't be alive to tell the story. So that don't even match with what you're saying if I was this angry person. What I was I was scared because I needed you to get the hell away from me. That's what it was. And I was trying to remain calm because I was trying not to get you to escalate, so I was not escalating. Inside, I was screaming my ass off in my head because I was like, oh, my God, I need him to get away from me. But I was not acting like I was scared. But I was scared.
Right, because, and especially with the way that the world is right now, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's up with people. You don't know what you don't know what will set people off. Everybody is, and you can probably attest to this to your clients and the people that you meet. Everybody's at an emotional all-time high. Yeah. It's like you can't say nothing to each other. You can't say nothing to people without them blowing up out of proportion. Like everything is just emotionally charged right now.
Exactly. But again, like I said, let's play that scenario again. Now he's the black man, and here's the little white woman at her car, and again, still strangers. Now he calls the police and he says, yeah, this woman was waving a gun around and all this other kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, my God. And then they see she's Karen. They ain't coming to get Karen. He's going to jail.
And he's going to have a trial, and he'll be locked in jail. We'll still be waiting for something about George Floyd's killing. We'll still, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, when they saw, oh, no, it's a Taetrece and it's not a Karen, Taetrece going to jail. Why? Because it then came down to race. See, the thing about my book, the thing about Bitch Hunt is several levels. We're not just talking about racism. We're also talking about sexism. And we're also talking about colorism. We're also talking about colorism.
You better speak it. You better get it all out. You know I know what you're talking about. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead and tell them what it is.
Yeah. So we not. It's different levels, and that's what the person I was just on the phone with. I said, see, you have. It's two different scenarios. We always are going to be the one that's a problem when it's a black female. Now the crazy thing is, she read the story and told me, well, I thought he was a white man. I said, how the hell did you think it was a white man? I put in there what the color the man was, but I said, but you missing the story. It doesn't matter if he's black or white. It's because I'm the black female is the problem. So then you get the sexism. You're not getting, part of it is racism, but then you're getting the sexism because now I'm the black female in that situation. So you have the racism when you get to the system of the court, because I'm going to teach this black woman a lesson. So now you're talking about the racism part. But the sexism part was between him and I, when now they're looking at it from I'm an angry black woman. It doesn't matter whether he's a black man or a white man. It's me is the issue. It has nothing to do with him at that point.
And touch on that colorism. You know, I'm waiting on that.
So in the colorism in chapter 2, I talk about how we have Desiree Charbonnet that's running for mayor, and you have she's of Creole descent, so she's fair skinned, and then you have the other person that was running for mayor who's of darker skin, and then you have this whole scenario with her story where I'm talking about how people basically are getting into this whole thing about, well, who does she think she is? You know, they're basically almost considering her this rich, well-to-do person. And basically it created this scenario that's not even a scenario. So you have, then it becomes the us against them, the lighter skin against the darker skin. So that was the scenario. That's part of the scenario. So you have racism and colorism and some sexism in her story. And then and then in the other story, you have racism. In chapter 4, you have sexism and racism. And then in the last one, it's racism and sexism also in that one as well. But her story is probably, I would say, more focused on the colorism.
So the deep part is a lot of people don't even really believe that there is colorism within one particular race. But it's so crazy, even amongst females, female against female. I'm telling you, they don't know. Who's that one artist, light skinned Keisha? And you know, and they got a dark chocolate Janet. It's like the race, the color issue is bad. I remember when I moved from Chicago to Atlanta, and my manager who I was interviewing with was a lighter skin. She wasn't that much lighter than me, but it was obvious that she was like racist against me from the gate. And it's just like you could tell it. She wasn't treating everybody else like that. Why are you treating me like that? Oh, you from the north? Right. Oh, you a darkie? Oh, no, because, you know, the South got that colorism thing bad. I don't care what nobody say.
Well, I would say in New Orleans, they definitely have it bad because we have this thing about the, you know, like I said, the Creoles, and I'm sure you guys have heard that term. Well, the Creoles were more of a lighter complexion. So sometimes they have the, you know, lighter eyes, and not necessarily all the time, but they are of a lighter complexion. And so there's always been this thing here in New Orleans about, the Creoles, you know, they could pass for white, or they think they're this, or they think they're that. And so you still have that as a discussion down here in New Orleans, which I think is just ridiculous in 2020, because at the end of the day, the crazy thing is, this is what some of the scenarios, and not everybody in New Orleans, because I don't want anybody to get this confused, but you have Creoles who are lighter who want to identify as black, regardless of the fact that their skin color may afford them the option of to maybe pass, not that they're trying to pass. But then you have the darker complexion that would like to be the Creoles, so they can maybe be that in between. It's crazy. So you have the one side that wants to be that color, and then the other side that wants to be the other color. Ain't
nobody happy with the color.
When really,
that's what white people say.
Mr. Stout said he don't see color. You better not, because you got the darkest thing popping right next to you, boo. You better not see color.
But think about it again. I don't want to keep bringing up is Kamala, right, or Kamala?
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah, you got the same conversation that's going on because now they're saying, well, she ain't really black. She ain't black enough. Well, she black because she went to an HBCU. Well, I don't know. Well, did she pledge AKA? Is she black? We don't know if she black. Well, the black people say she black, and then these people say, well, I don't know. She light. So she could really be this. She really
not an American, too. They say she's not American.
I'm trying to figure out when did that percentages change, because when we were black in slavery, it was like, we was what, 3%, 1%? Did they raise it to like 15, 20% now?
But this is the interesting thing to again, not to, like I said, not to keep belaboring it, but she's a good example of the bitch hunt and why this story came about. Nobody was caring that she was black when she ran for DA. Nobody cared that she was black when she ran for the U.S. Senate. Nobody cared that she was black when she was the Attorney General, when she was the first black this. None of those discussions came about. But see, now she's doing too much. See, she wasn't doing too much when she was doing the other stuff. That was okay. See, now she's doing too much. So now let's start attacking her. Now let's start pulling her apart. See, that's when all of that's when the attacks come, when they feel now she's dipping over into something that's a little bit too much. Like she needs to stay over here. What was the conversation before he picked her for VP? Oh, well, maybe she should just do Supreme Court. Well, why we always got to take a back seat? Why we can't be in the front?
You better say it.
Oh, I think she's going to be the vice president. Why we got to take the second string? Why can't we be first string? Why I got to be the doggone running back? Why I can't be the doggone owner of the doggone team? Why you ain't tell Trump to do some justice stuff? Y'all made a man who ain't have no experience about nothing the president who you knew you had a temper. You knew he had one finger on the button and one finger off, and you still put him in the office. Y'all ain't no problem about that.
But you getting the story mixed up because he's a white man. See, the white man could have a third-grade education, and he could be president. But Obama had to have 20 degrees, and they still was going to question whether he was going to be a good president. That's the difference.
And then not only that, but then they gave him such a hard way to go. Like people like, oh, Obama didn't do nothing. Well, everybody was Republican in the Senate, and what was he gonna do? His hands was tied. He couldn't do hardly anything. You know what I'm saying? Trump just doing what he want to do. Trump making his own constitution.
Right. But again, with Obama, they question nobody questioned Obama again when he ran for stuff. He became a problem. He was black when he was all of that. He was a citizen. Nobody wasn't worried about whether he was a citizen when he ran for all of this stuff. Oh, wait a minute, he a president. Oh, no, he can't be from here. Oh, he's from Africa. Oh, he's from here. He's from this place. He's from everywhere but here. Oh, he's not legitimate. Oh, his birth certificate not real. Then all of these stuff came about. Why? Because now he's doing too much. As long as he was over there, he was fine. But when he started dipping over to what they consider to be a white area, no, now we're going to attack you because now that's not going to work.
Right. I remember watching this. Facebook. I don't even know nothing about TV now. If Facebook, YouTube. Everything I know from the internet. I don't even know what TV's like no more. But there was a black female officer, and she had on her uniform and everything. And she came on and she was crying because she said the other police officers basically pulled her over and harassed her. Didn't even care that they seen that she was an officer just like them. She was customs. But it didn't even matter. Like these white officers stopped her and harassed her as if she was a criminal. And she was a criminal on the street. Yep. And this woman was on her way to work in her uniform.
Doesn't matter. You know why? Because she was a black female. She was a black female. How about when I go to court in certain parishes, I'll name it, I don't care, St. Charles Parish, racist parish, and I say they racist. That's Taetrece Harrison. You can look me up if you need to find me. I went to St. Charles Parish, had my bar card. Now, the bar card says that I'm a licensed attorney, and it has my photo on it. Every single time I go to St. Charles Parish, what do I hear from the white officer? Are you an attorney? And I always want to say no. I stole this from somebody, but it got my face on it and my picture. Or I want to say no, I play one on TV. What does the damn thing say? So then we go through this dance every time. So I say, yes, I'm an attorney. And then they look. So then it's like, okay, now they trying to see, am I really an attorney? So they looking at the card. They looking at me. They looking at the card. They looking at me. So finally, after a few minutes, and then they'll say the other bubble, oh, she an attorney. And then I finally get to go through. Every time. But when the white man can come in with a T-shirt on with ketchup stains, he can have on a pair of shorts all ripped up. And they ain't never going to ask him he is an attorney, and he could be an attorney. I can have on a $5,000 suit. I can have a shirt on that say attorney. I can have the bag that say attorney. Everything can say attorney, and they still going to ask me, are you an attorney? Still going to ask me.
That's craziness. This is craziness. So I see you have a website. So can authors actually go? Because I've been posting it in. I just posted it in a book group. Can they order the book? Like, can they get autographed copies of the book from you?
Now, unfortunately, I have been having a problem because of COVID with getting the hard copies to me. So now they have to. You have to order directly from like Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, and Amazon. I was hoping to be able to do that. I could get the book ahead of time and sign it, but we've been having Ingram Spark has been having like a lot of problems with shipping and things like that, and it's like it's taking such a long time that people have been getting frustrated, and I don't want people to be waiting 3 weeks and 4 weeks to get the book. So I just encourage people to buy the book on, like I said, those platforms that are available, so that way they could get it in a quicker time than me trying to get it to them, which is taking a very long time.
And so they must be getting a lot of stuff from overseas. I never realized how many products we get from overseas until have you noticed that when you go to the store, it never feels like it used to be back in the day? You know, you go into to Kroger's or Walmart and everything is stocked. Well, Walmart ain't never really been like that. You can't never really find what you want in Walmart, but still, most of the time you go in the store, everything is stocked, plentiful. Now I go in there, I'm like, darn, they ain't got no more of that.
Right.
Darn. Right. They don't sell that no more.
The Made in America has been going for a long time. Has been going for a very long time.
So if this pandemic didn't teach us nothing else, it should have taught us it's time, y'all, stop being stingy and go ahead and make the stuff in the U.S. They want to send it overseas and have it made for $1 because they don't want to pay somebody over here, $15 to make it. But now we're we can't even get what we need, like when we need it. So
we're beholden to a foreign company, and now we know if that company shuts down, then America shuts down, and that's crazy. We shouldn't. What is the whole point of what the forefathers did? Well, we were supposed to be this independent, self-sufficient country, and now we're dependent on all these other people, and we can't even depend upon ourselves because we're waiting on others to send us over this information, sending us our products or what goods or whatever it is that we're looking for. So it's pretty sad that we got away from it. Go ahead. What'd you say?
So a lot of those companies couldn't get enough masks out here because they outsource all that stuff to different countries. That's why they couldn't do it. Exactly. Other companies, American companies, had to make the machines again. They were seeing like some of the car companies in America had to get involved with that. 3M was overwhelmed with just trying to to manufacture masks, and especially for for the hospitals and stuff like that. They couldn't have enough General Electric, but they outsourced all of those products, and that's why they couldn't get it over here fast enough. It could have been done right here.
And China was in a situation where they couldn't get it over or they were shut down. And so then we realized, oh, my God, we're screwed. we got to do something. And like you said, now they're like, oh, we got to create our own thing. Well, that's what we should have been doing from the very beginning. But as you said, Patricia, they wanted the cheap labor. Well, why did they want the cheap labor? Because that put more money in the executives' pockets. That put more money in the CEO's pockets. It puts more money in that top management's pockets. That's what that's for. It certainly wasn't going to the people that's actually doing the work.
And then the shareholders, too. It's always about, they say about the shareholders, what the much they're getting. And you see what's going on in the politics right now with the president is with these people, all these shareholders are getting these tax breaks and stuff like that from these companies that they're actually saying, well, we're not going to have you guys pay these certain amount of taxes this year or next year, what have you, and give them tax breaks. Why? Because they're not be able to get their products over here.
Right. And then we getting a little measly. What was that little check? That little $500 check or whatever that was they sent in the mail, whatever that was. You know, and then they get millions. These people got billions of dollars from with the SBA, from what I'm hearing, all these loans that these big companies got. And then you have that was horrible. And mom and pop are closing left and right, but they sitting up here on more of the billions for the billions that they already have.
That's just it just don't make no sense. It just like it's just horrible. And then they up there, you know, deciding what we're gonna meet on Saturday. No, we don't want to talk about what the people need. No, we just want to deal with the post office so we can figure out how to vote. But you got people, that's in need. Like it's like they just dangle the people's lives over. Like you know, do we want to give them something? Yeah, no. You know, do we feel like
this is your money though? But it's like, no, we're gonna like they're your parents. They're like, we're gonna do it for this and not for that. When you need it, where you need it the most, you're like, well, no, we don't give you that right there. We're gonna give you a little bit of that, and then you know we're gonna keep the rest for ourselves. Like you know, like Halloween candy.
Let me tell y'all listeners something. If y'all listening and y'all are registered to vote in the United States, don't fall for the okie doke. All that stuff with the post office and all that other stuff, that's red herrings. That's when somebody is telling you, look over here while they're over there doing something else. Don't fall for that. Get ready to go vote and get ready to go vote people out that need to be voted out. And you can imagine where I'm at. I don't need to tell you where I'm at. You should have an idea about bitch hunt who I'm with.
Oh yeah. I already know. Without a doubt. Ain't no doubt about it. So, and you're asking. So, I know you probably with New Orleans. That's still that. What's that? Southwest type or whatever. Like I know you go through your battles with being an attorney and dealing with the especially with this racial tension right now that's just not just of your clients, if you have to end up representing somebody who might not be right, but then also dealing with the system and the judges and the other lawyers and all the stuff that you got to go through to be an attorney in this environment right now. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't easy.
It's a lot.
I know it ain't easy.
Well, what's going on? More discussion is going on about, this judge is racist. Yes, this judge has a bias to women. I would say more of that conversation is going on. Now, for me, I always have been upfront about if this what this person is, but I would say there's more a willingness for people to be more open to say, I noticed that this judge is this way or this attorney is this way. I'm not a person to hold my tongue. I mean, surprise, surprise. So I would be the one to call somebody out if I think that this person is not doing something. There was actually someone that just ran for judge, and I'm like, I can't believe this person is running for judge. He's a Me Too person, and I mean Me Too to the nth degree. He should not have even been practicing law, let alone running for judge. And you're going to hear run for judge. Anybody that would listen, I told them about the things that I knew that he did, personally to me and to other women.
Now, it's It's just crazy. I want everybody. I've been sharing it in the different book groups. Everybody, go out and purchase your copy of Bitch Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're somebody who is in special, because you can understand. I'm sure that nurses go through the same thing. I'm sure that, you know what I'm saying, dealing with doctors. Oh, that's a mess right there, baby. You dealing with the patients that's racist, and then you dealing with, the doctors that's racist, and a lot of times they do look down on the female, because it's mostly women in nursing. It's more women in nursing than anything. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of, minority women in nursing and stuff. And we got to deal with these doctors, and they got issues and attitudes and problems. And then don't have a patient. You do home health and have a patient that's from the deep south, whose great grandfather was, somewhere down there with a slave plantation. He's still mad. He's still hating you. And dealing with that, it's just crazy.
Right, because they still saying colored and that other stuff that they shouldn't be saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I actually heard that. I went to a meeting and the guy said that, and I said, "What did you just say?" I said, "Oh no." I said, "We don't use that." I said, "Don't you ever call me that." See, the thing is, when those types of things happen, we got to tell people right then and there. I hate when I hear these stories, like you said, not watching TV on the gram or on Facebook, where this person will tell this story about, oh, this person said this, but they never said anything to the person. Don't tell me the story. Tell me the story that you called that person out and you told them that that's not going to be accepted and it's inappropriate. And I'm telling you to stop saying that. And you can say it to somebody else, but you're not going to say it to me. We have to stand up and stop letting people disrespect us. You got to stand up and tell people you are not going to disrespect me. You're going to address me appropriately. And if you can't pronounce my name, then call me Miss Harrison, because you should be able to say that.
I know that's right. Yeah, I know that's right. So
y'all got me in here preaching on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, please. I wish we had another hour, because I could be on here with you, bro. I'm telling you.
We're going to have like a YouTube or something like that.
So right. Do you have any are you thinking about any films or anything? We're actually coming down to the last 4 minutes, so I will answer that question and also tell us your social media handles.
Okay, I'll tell you my social media first. It's easy. So it's Taetrece Harrison, and you can find me under any of those platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. And no, I don't have, you asked about YouTube. No, I don't have anything on YouTube.
Okay. Have you been thinking about maybe turning it into like a documentary or anything like that?
I do have a friend shopping it around to a producer in LA for me. So yes, I am looking into that.
So one quick question: are you mad about the Saints? What you think? Real quick second, because I know. I see you're a big Saints fan.
I mean, right now I'm worrying about my safety. Honestly, I can't focus on the Saints right now. The Saints, that's like secondary. So I really can't. It's all about the COVID and Taetrece protecting ourselves. So, I mean, I wish the Saints well in their endeavors, and, I mean, good luck. I'll catch it when it's non-COVID time.
Well, I am so happy that you stopped by to talk to us about your book, Bitch Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you need to go out there. You can get it on Amazon. You said Books A Million.
Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles and everything. You can go to all those different sites, but they can still, even though they can't order books on your site, they can still check it out, right?
No, you can go to my website and it is going to lead you to those platforms that I just talked about. So you can order it. You're just not going to be ordering it directly from me.
And the website is www.taetrece Harrison HARRISON.com.
Correct. That's it.
I appreciate you so much for stopping by and talking to us. I'm waiting for my book to come. I ordered it, so it'll be coming soon. So I can't wait to get into it and just really because I love documentaries. I love true stories. And then also with me understanding what's going on, in the world for African Americans and for females and for African American females even more. Like, I understand it. I do. I really do. I got it. So thank you for telling your story, for getting it out there, and for the other ladies' stories, and just bringing it out to the forefront. Like, listen here. And that title was the bomb. Bitch Hunt. That'll make you stop and pick that book up to see what the heck is going on with this right here. That was a good choice. I like the choice. I like that.
Thank you so much, and I love your voice. I'm gonna try to find that song wherever that song is. That song was phenomenal.
Superwoman, you can get that on any platforms. And also, we're gonna I'm starting a printing business, so when I do, it's gonna be made in the USA. I'm gonna have your books to you soon. You can blink your eye. I got competition, but I got to build up that competition so I can print my own book and help other people too. For real. So Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, purchase my song. You know what? Because I was singing about women like you. Understand that. Superwoman. Everyday women who got to do super ordinary things.
Yes. Thank you guys, and I really appreciate it. And everybody, and y'all keep safe out there.
You too. All right, y'all. So Matriarch Taetrece Harrison, Bitch Hunt. Please go get that song. We're down to the last second. I don't want it to cut off while we're talking. So we'll see y'all. What's today? Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Ladies night.
Oh, yeah.
Peace and love, y'all.
Come get some.
Come get some.
I know you got your heart, bro. And sometimes life gon' bring you down, but you gotta keep on going till tomorrow. I say my heart been broken, I'm just trying to fix it. Got so used to hear them licks, and now my life is different. I used to be mad when they talk, now I love the critics. I love the ones who we're gonna join the wall, but if they fake, I keep my distance. Mama told me gotta have respect. Always felt like I was on a mission. And if you tryna make it out, gotta be different. You gotta put your heart and make sure you be smart. You gotta learn to change your way and know you got no time to waste. Don't think about the hard times. Always keep it 100 and you gon' be fine. I'm just tryna do better and see my mama smile. I remember long nights in the hallways, outside like all day. You thinking you ain't got nobody you can call on. Just close your eye, pray to the sky, that's who you follow. Cause he gon' hate you every time, ain't no doubt. I ain't really tryna make no enemies. Had to cut a couple people off because they in. My mama asked me, do I think I'm ready for the industry? I don't want no smoke, but if it's deep, we on the symphony. Some things we can't understand. You been down there, you need you a hand. You gotta keep going. I've been told you gotta keep going. I've been told you for real. I know you got your heart, bro. And sometimes like I'm bringing you down, but you gotta be strong. Let's keep going till tomorrow. God, yeah. I know you got your heart, bro. People looking at you like you always doing something right. This is for the ones who by they self. I swear they not meant to be inside your life. Y'all can never get along. I'm just trying to stack it up and leave the haters where they all belong. Your soul been listen. If you just want somebody to listen, but if they don't, you shouldn't care because you know you've been a well. They never real and it be clear. Can't let them get in your will. If you got a funny feeling about them, you should never trust. Many times inside your life, you felt that pain like concussion. You just need to know that everybody good at something. Cause I remember days I really thought that I was nothing. But I know I want it. I hope that you want it. Ain't no reason for running. Sometimes people can't really explain the stuff they done. Ain't never crazy. You go in my yeah, you still really wrong. But I know you got your heart. And sometimes like I'm bringing you down, but you gotta. Let's keep going till tomorrow.